Wandering Souls, the latest edition of the Black Rabbit Society, where we are persevering through technical difficulties. One of our players turning magenta, another one having flickering brownouts because of the fact that the world's ended and we're all just pretending it hasn't. Before we go any further, let us note that this is an adult actual play where we're going to have adults occasionally featuring adult language and discussing adult situations. You've been broadly warned. This is your blanket notification that if that's not your cup of tea or whiskey or drink of choice, there are exits really wherever you want. Before we go further, before we introduce our cast for this, we lost Ben again.
Oh no!
Well, that's what happens when you stick your hands in the body of a dead man in a strange cave.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, move down a seat.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
He's back. Maybe.
He's back.
From one failed state to another, we're gonna make it through.
Fail forward.
As always, music, which maybe you're hearing, who knows the technical difficulties you're facing. Music, sound effects, all that is brought to you by Syrinscape. Hopefully you're hearing it. Who's to say? Maps this evening are from Stygian Fox, if and when they come up. Art is from Midjourney AI, because though there's a lot of ethical questions about it, we have been futzing with it, and we got 2 good pieces of art that we are interested in it. Joel, our very own Professor Herbert Devenall, does actual plays. You can find him at StartPlaying.Games/leonidas-games. Find it in the doobly-doo below. Wednesdays at 7:30 EST, we have Doors and Deities. This Saturday, October 15th, starting at 7 Eastern Standard Time, is the premiere of Wish You Were Here, an advanced 5e actual play sponsored by N Publishing, who are awesome people. Watch our players try to heist a crystalline wish. It's going to be a good time, and who's to say, maybe they'll all die. Our players for this evening, some in black and white, some in fantastic 16-bit Technicolor, in no particular order. Tommy Cole, played by Ben.
I'm only 1/5 of Tyler's fever dream.
Horace Young, played by Drew.
I'm here.
I enjoy the, Lego style salute.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a magenta again.
Yeah, it's just...
Got it.
I'm trying to figure out what it's actually using to determine which end of the color spectrum I should be on.
Look, Drew is the color out of space this evening.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Raymond Fox, played by Kyle.
Dr. Raymond Fox has begun drinking heavily.
Professor Herbert Devenall, played by Joel.
Something in this place is very, very wrong.
And Olive, played by Kendra.
I've missed you guys.
We've got a highlight of a message from one of our backers to break a leg, and I'm going to try. I'm going to try to break one of their legs. I'm going to try real hard.
I mean, I lost an arm last time, so does that count?
You're on a roll.
Last time, our foolhardy adventurers went to the hills south of Arkham, following strange colors, vibrations, and other mathematical bits from outer space. I just caught that fly. I just need credit for that. I caught that fly out of the air. And went underground into a set of ruins where physics, reality, all sorts of things weren't working how they expected. They have a lens that allows them to see things either as they actually are or as they are somewhere else. They are not fully sure. They haven't fully grasped how that particular bit works, how it goes. But one of our investigators decided to push luck and shoved his arm down as deep as it would go into an opening that didn't actually exist, and the arm didn't come back. That's Horace Young. Our different groups wandered around the ruins/cave system for honestly far longer than I expected before they found a left behind body. They found a tarnished crown that last I remember Dr. Raymond Fox is just wearing.
Actively, casually wearing, yes.
Just actively, yeah. They found some strange fungal growths. They have wandered through caves of bizarre vibrations and textures and other oddities before ultimately finding a corpse in a room that one group went down, then down, then down to get to, and the other group went up, then straight, then up to get to, despite starting in the same place. So physics has betrayed them a little bit. We've lost Ben again. Truly, we all live in failed states. So we left our foolhardy investigators with one Tommy Cole elbow deep in a corpse. Tommy, what do you remember about the corpse from last time?
From last time, I remember it was under a sheet, and it was fairly desiccated, like it had been there a while.
So yes, you had pulled the sheet off, is where I recall us ending, or you were in the process of that, as everyone came into the room and found that the corpse was not quite human. I believe we ended with me being like, you pull off the sheet, and then we'll deal with it next time. And you've pulled off the sheet now. You have, if I recall correctly, Olive on one side of the room, Professor Herbert Davenal, Dr. Raymond Fox, and the one-armed Horace Young on the other side of the room entering, as you pull down the sheet, and you find a roughly bipedal corpse. The face looks mostly like a human, but across the skin, there is a texture to it and a look that is not like mammalian or otherwise human skin. It's slicker. It almost has that sheen to it. It almost seems to have very faint, slight scales, almost like a small fish or a young lizard would have. Not like an old lizard where it's been like established and individual scales. It's that like soft, not fully developed side of things. The legs have too many joints to them by about 3. Where you would the thigh is about right, and then the extra bit below has several joints that currently are slack, but could definitely have extra joints, but you don't even know how this would work were it standing or walking. The fingers seem almost weirdly knobbed and heavy, like there's strange calluses or almost worn bits on the back of the knuckles. And it brings to mind almost a fish or an amphibian or a lizard of some kind. It ended with you critically failing a first aid to investigate this.
I believe I was pushing that when we pulled the sheet off. I believe that was the point of pulling the sheet off.
That sounds right. Let's get everyone to do some sanity rolls.
We're starting heavy.
Am I starting heavy? Did y'all make some decisions? Who's to say?
I don't like how much you sound like the Joker right now.
We is a strong word as well. I wanted to go home like hours ago.
It's the royal we.
But that is
Tyler
just a line of
expects us to be home
success.
by now.
Well done.
My
Does
God,
anyone-
Tommy, what is that?
Tommy, what are you doing?
I don't know. This isn't human, but I kind of want to know if it started human.
So everyone's going to lose 2 sanity dealing with how strange and worrying this creature is.
Ooh, even with
That's
successes,
bad.
huh?
Even with a success, that's a 2.
Yeesh.
As Tommy is still investigating, trying to figure out what's going on, and opens the eyes and sees that they are... The pupils are nothing like he would recognize. They appear to be almost double or triple load to them, which none of your characters would recognize. But for anyone watching, think almost like an octopus or a goat with that strange, like, extended double pupil that they have. And he also finds a very faint seam right along the chin, where actually it opens. And this is part of why it's 2. As he's poking at it, it loosens, because actually that opens out and down as the jaw moves out and opens wide, to reveal that that bottom jaw splits all the way open, revealing a series of, it looks almost entirely like canines within.
What kind of devil is this?
I think that answers my question about this starting human. I don't even know how to start with this.
There is no immediately apparent cause of death.
You could start with making sure it's still dead. It's completely and totally finished being alive.
I remembered right. This is rotting, is that?
No, it is desiccated. It is almost mummified.
Yeah.
There is a distinct lack of rot.
Okay. Well, no, don't worry. Whatever this was, it's definitely dead.
Yeah, but things, that we've encountered in the past, they've seemed dead, but, things are kind of funky here, and I don't think it's going to stay dead. So could we just maybe, chop off its head so we are sure it's dead?
Seconded.
Yeah. I do not want to encounter whatever this is if it's not dead.
I don't think that's necessary, and I kind of want to examine a bit further first, if that's okay.
Do you have any idea of how long it might have been here?
My knowledge of mummification is a little rusty, but I'm sure I can have a closer check if needed. I'm going to try and get an estimate of how long. If I'd asked for that last time, I don't remember.
Let you go again, because it's been another time. You can do a medicine or a natural world or something of that sort.
I'm gonna risk that natural world again with a solid 1 in medicine.
There you go. At least 6 months, bare minimum, likely in the years. The humidity in this place is a bit weird, which makes it hard to determine for certain. But bare minimum 6 months. You wouldn't be surprised to find out 5-10 years. Most likely in the 5 to 10 year plus range.
Okay. No, this is definitely dead. It's been here a while. I mean, you could achieve this within 6 months, but easily years. But why is it here? What?
Exactly.
How did it die? Why does it exist? These are all questions that I'm kind of contemplating right now. Give me a second.
Is there anything about this space that, other than the person, being, creature, lying on a stone slab, if I recall correctly, that would indicate that this was some form of ritual that it was sacrificed as a part of?
Do you want to roll me an occult?
Certainly.
I would have answered by gesturing broadly. Ooh.
So, it is only 1 luck to turn that into a hard success. So I'm just going to let you...
I will spend it.
Okay. So as you look around, the professor is able to find a series of carved sigils into both the stone that it's on and at the very low on the walls around the room, like only about a foot off the ground. And they appear to be a cross between Enochian, which is John Dee's language of the angels, and the language that you and Horace had found the translation for. And with a hard success, it is muddled. It is poorly constructed from your understanding of how the language works. It doesn't appear to be like a different dialect. It just appears to be sloppily constructed, if that makes sense. Of almost akin to a child trying to put together grammar and not quite getting it right. So the stone tablet is, the verbiage upon it is roughly lost gift given here. And then a name that you're not 100% on, but is something along the lines of Atlichan. Returns all gifts to her. And then along the outside is what appear to be very rudimentary instructions on how to prepare a body for mummification, which includes removal of a number of organs that you don't recognize. Like, it's like remove, and then there's a word that you're like, this doesn't have a translation. It would be something along the lines of like heart liver and
Right.
kidney wing.
Right.
Of these words that you're like, that's not, there's no direct translation that you could pull off. So they're trying to do a very approximate translation. So that name, for anyone interested, is the approximate translation to an English-ish alphabet would be ATLA hyphen TCHAN. Itlachan.
While the professor is searching the room, Raymond's gonna pull out a flask and open it up and just kind of walk around, also taking in the room, just kind of slowly sipping on it. And as he passes by Olive, he's just gonna hand off the half-full flask to her and keep looping around the room, just looking around.
Lost gift given here. Something. The demon they were attempting to bargain with, I assume, Ichgan, returns all gifts to her. It's an exchange of some sort.
Who's her?
Perhaps this Ichgan. I couldn't say.
Now, the question I have, Professor, is it a sacrifice, or is that thing the recipient of the gift?
I would guess this is a sacrifice. I mean, it's laid out, it's mummified, it's here to rest.
Most.
Maybe they're.
No, please go ahead.
maybe this was a gift, or maybe this was called, or maybe this was brought here in some way, and maybe they're returning it after use.
Most living beings want to continue to live, not seek the end. My instinct would be that this was a gift of life given in the hope to receive life.
I mean, if this was like this the whole time, this is no life. Like, this is horrific.
Oh, absolutely agreed. It occurs to me, Tommy, that if this is a gift to some creature like the Leviathan, perhaps we should leave the gift where it is rather than take it away from her. Be sure you don't disturb it too much.
Oh, and you just interrupted me putting it into my corpse bag. Like, I'm not taking this with me.
No nicking the corpse, Tommy. We've been over this.
Well,
Yeah,
if
no,
you've-
that's like a real crime here. You guys take that really seriously.
if you find the liver wings or the brain waffle, perhaps leave them where they are.
Oh, I never mess with brain waffle. Don't worry about that.
Tyler, do we hear that laugh? Or is that just ambiance? Okay. Hey guys, I think somebody's finding this conversation real funny and it's not one of us.
What? What do you mean?
You don't hear that? I hear laughing.
Hello? I shout kind of loud.
Yes, hello, everyone. Hello, you know we're here.
What direction is it coming from?
Listen to try to figure out that direction.
I'd like to know that.
And Tommy, you yelled, you said?
Yeah, I yell hello when I notice the laughing.
Herbert cleaned his ears out this morning.
Dark Fox, it sounds like it's coming from everywhere. Professor Herbert demoed that extreme success. It is coming from both directions, which somewhat makes sense with your vague understanding of the layout of this place.
Does it seem to be louder from one or the other?
I was about to say,
Okay,
it does
all
seem
right.
louder coming from the direction where you found the purse. Which, to remind you and the audience, there was a pathway that way that was undulating weirdly that you had not passed down before heading up the rudimentary ladder / staircase instead. So, deduction would suggest it would be along that direction.
Likely not in the room with the purse, then.
No, it's definitely echoing from further along.
All right.
It is definitely like heavily echoing and reverberating.
Mr. Young, is that the same voice you heard after you took your fall?
I believe it was multiple voices I heard, right? Would I know if this was one of them? Might there be some way of trying to parse that out?
Also, was there any response to my hello?
There was not a response to your hello.
Do I also hear footsteps nearby?
You do hear a lot of echoing noises. And you do get this vague sense that, especially after Tommy's yell, there's more movement. There's more, you don't want to say life, but there is more sense of things. How to put it? When you're in a building that is, no one is around it, there's a distinct cadence and feel to that level of silence. But then there's that interstitial silence of just things are alive, and your brain can't register the specifics of all the noise, but you just kind of get that underlying feeling of things are around. So you are hearing the sounds of what sounds like scraping shoes on stone, what sounds like maybe things being moved around slightly.
Oh, right. Does anybody know where that's coming from? The sounds?
I'm already cocking my gun, just.
Ah, good. Yes, I like that energy.
But I'd like to do a look around the room to just see if there's any kind of like, I guess the word I'm looking for is like a cache, whether there's like nooks or crannies where any like objects have been left in here at all.
Normally spot him.
Yeah. Like I just imagine like maybe there's other offerings or something to gauge my surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Got what spot hidden was.
While he does that, for my own recollection, myself and Thomas the only ones who have firearms. Did anyone else take one?
I believe you gave one other person a firearm.
I thought I had.
I have the rifle.
You have the rifle, I have a shotgun, and I had a handgun that I would have handed off to someone if they wanted it.
Which last I
Somebody
believe,
stupid enough to hand Raymond a gun?
I was gonna say, which last I believe, Dr. Raymond Fox shoved in his pants.
Oh, hell yeah! Then I pull my
Or
gun
his
out!
back
we had a
pocket.
we had a whole scene about that.
All right.
Oh, and I have a wet sock with mushrooms in it. I don't
That
know
is
if you remember that, Tyler, but that's really
No, that
I
what-
do
wasn't
remember
okay.
that.
Okay, I just need to make sure that we know that that's there.
Oh, Tommy, with that extreme success, what a delight. Huh, thank you. Christmas comes early.
This doesn't sound good. I
That
take
sounds
it
like a
back.
sanity roll to
I
me,
pushed
buddy.
for a worse roll.
Well, the question there is for whom?
And you regain
So-
luck.
This room is... Tommy's looking around, and you're looking through the room, and it's not... So, when I say it's rectangular, I mean in that there are 4 walls. But, and at first glance, they seem like they are like, it's a rectangle. But as Tommy's like pacing and looking through, the angles are all slightly off. And you're searching around, and with extreme success, pretty quickly you're like, these angles do not add up properly. Because any square needs to have any four-sided object needs to have a net of 360 degrees worth of angles, and this doesn't add up properly. And then you don't have like the equivalent to like a proper measurement, but you're like remeasuring the same angle, and you're like, sometimes it's obtuse, sometimes it's acute, and that's not how any of that's supposed to work. But also the walls don't seem to be curved, so that isn't how that works either. There are 2 obvious exits, the one that each of your groups came in off of, which are, broadly speaking, on the left. If we're looking at the body facing up, one's on the right side, one's on the left side, about where the shoulders would be. And as you're looking around, you actually find towards the foot, there's a section of wall that is a fabric that has been painted or dyed or something to match the rest of the wall. So if you look at it, you don't see it, and it's covered with dust, which makes the effect all the more. But you're able to actually, you're going along and you're trying to figure out these angles and this problem of it when you find that fabric, and you just kind of pull it aside, and you do find what, for lack of a better term, is almost like a small shrine.
Oh, no, thank you.
And there is a bowl that looks like it's made of brass. And it is filled. It is like an overflowing pile of dead bugs of various kinds.
Oh, okay.
But because of the size of the bowl, that's like hundreds of dead bugs. And they're not squished. Right? They're not like, I squished a bug and put it in the bowl. you are struck with the sense of these bugs chose to go into this bowl and just stop. As you're looking at them with that extreme success, you're like, all of these bugs would fit into like a display case, right? Of like, this could have been pinned, and like the perfect of like, each one is perfect. And then you notice that there's no duplicates. You don't recognize all the species, but there are no, like, there's not like, it's a bunch of similar cave spiders. As you're looking through that, these are just, it is dozens upon dozens of bugs, and none of them are the same bug. There is, on one side, another bowl that looks like it has a liquid in it. It looks like a milky, or like not quite milky, because milk has that certain level of viscosity to it that is a little bit higher than like a water or like an oat milk or something. But it has like a very chalky white look to it. But the viscosity is too thin for it to be like an animal milk. So it almost seems like it is... Your first guess would almost be this is like chalk dust in water. Is kind of the first... what it looks like. And on the other side is and you have extreme success, so you can just get all the information. There is a whistle, like almost like a cop's whistle, and a knife that looks very old, and it is metal with some sort of leather for the handle. It's only about 6 inches long, one-sided blade, and it's not fancy, and it's not like, it's like pre-metallurgy is kind of the look you get, right? And then there's also a piece of fabric that is folded up, and it looks a lot like oh my god, brain fart in the word, a handkerchief. And you can see it's got a stain of some sort on it, and it's not blood. It's yellowy, it's like a yellowy brown, and then the handkerchief has a stitch into it, MM.
Wow, what a long list of items I want to poke. Tommy kind of gets to the end of this, kind of like looking her through the items, like, all right, I need some more eyes on this for a second. Although maybe someone armed, in fact, looking at Raymond for the second, maybe Professor, can you just keep an eye out for a second?
Yes, of course. What have you found, Thomas? I'm going to keep looking back and forth at both of the passageways. Shotgun at the ready.
Shrine, ritual stuff.
Oh, we're losing them.
I was wondering if it was just me.
No, not just you. Can't quite hear you. So,
Waiting for Tommy to come back. I want to keep an
Yes.
eye on this body to make sure it doesn't move or that it starts breathing or something.
Yeah.
I'm standing over this body.
Yeah, what do you want to roll for that?
What am I good at? Let's
punch it.
see. Silence will work. Let me see.
Come on, dude, punch it. We can see what happens.
No, I'm not ready for that yet. I don't want to lose an arm.
Oh, pish posh, it won't be as little as that.
No, we're going for a leg tonight. Didn't you see the comments in chat?
Would you
No,
take
not
a
to
spot
lose a
hidden?
leg, to break a leg.
Would I take part in?
A spot hidden.
I would 100% take a spot hit.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'm just curious if anything else you want to roll.
Oh dear.
Oh, Ben. Oh, no.
Oh,
And
There
he's
he goes.
gone. Okay.
Into the other. I'll spend 2 luck on that, by the way. Did not mean to roll it.
Go. So, it's definitely dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sign of breathing. There's no sign of anything. And you're watching it, and you're just kind of making sure and taking that look over. When you see, again, it doesn't start breathing, it doesn't start moving, but the flesh of the stomach, you see like a brief, like almost like an undulation.
Nope, take my baseball bat. I'm smashing it
Where are you smashing it?
on the stomach where it's moving.
Okay.
It's like a pinata.
That's bugs.
You're gonna open it up again.
You're gonna
What is
pop
it?
the
What's
bug.
what's going on?
fighting brawl?
Okay. Here it is.
Just
Roll
barely.
the damage, please. We're gonna get to you in a second, Ben. All of us also made some mistakes.
Apologies for checking in, but I need some context for the brawl roll, please.
The stomach moved. I'm
She
not
was-
risking it.
She was keeping eyes on the body,
I
and
believe
it
you have a
like
damage bonus, and a baseball bat is a D6.
Ooh, okay. So there's my D6, and then
I think that D4 is your damage bonus.
yep. Where? Sorry, it's been a minute. Where is rolling damage on here?
I don't know if you have stats of baseball bat, which might be the problem.
You'd have to have it
I
added to your
don't.
character sheet, and it would be on the combat tab where the
Yeah,
weapon
I-
is
Let's find.
listed.
So, Tommy, you and the professor are looking over the little shrine. When all of a sudden you hear Olive go, "Oh!" and just you then hear the sound of wood of a baseball bat whistling through the air, and then you hear the distinct fleshy sound of a hard object hitting flesh. And then you hear all of them. I need you to sanity roll to determine if you shriek or not. Oh,
Okay, while she does
fantastic.
that, I just want to clarify. I think Tommy asked for Dr. Fox to
Yes,
come and look.
Raymond
and for
was at the
be
shrine.
on watch.
My apologies.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm if that's correct.
Yeah, then we will switch those two around.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, I'm guessing Horace and the professor are looking at the body as well.
Well, I'm keeping an eye mostly on the exits for anybody
Yes.
approaching, but if she screams and swings at it, I have to look. Absolutely.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, my attention is drawn
more of like
elsewhere
a
now.
like. "Eek!"
Yeah, that's gonna get my attention for sure.
Yeah.
So, what Olive has done is akin to bursting a pinata, full of tiny white spiders. As the stomach, the flesh is revealed to be nigh paper thin. As the contact just splits this thing, ribs crumple underneath the force of the swing, and hundreds of white little spiders, smaller than a dime, start pouring out of this thing. And they are scattering. They are running towards the exits. But there's just a torrent of them coming out of this body.
Like more than should have been able to fit.
I mean, what a good question. It's almost like you need to roll to figure something like that out.
Okay.
But there's a lot. there is more than you would expect.
But
Whether
to
or not it's enough
clarify, sorry.
that you don't lose any sanity, but that roll is you're definitely making some loud noise at that.
That's fine. But just to clarify, they're running away from us, like towards out of the cave and not like attacking us?
Correct.
That's suspicious.
Horace is going to be extra careful to make sure none get on him. I don't know what I can use to do that.
Yes, quite.
But
What a dodge.
I am. What's
Some
that?
dodge rolls. Dodge rolls sound great.
Oh, great. I'm so good at those.
Just roll well.
While he does
You were
that,
saying?
can I attempt to pull Olive away?
Sure.
I imagine.
What were we saying about not messing with the body?
He moved. I thought it was alive. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
He moved. He's been dead for like years.
Yeah, but so was like, I don't know. I've seen giant worms eat men. Okay, nothing makes sense anymore.
You're just gonna yank Olive back from the body, Professor.
Yes, quite. If she'll allow me to, I will jerk her back against the wall.
I'll allow you.
Keeping in mind I have a strength of 20.
I know. I let you.
It's a suggestion.
It's just polite to let him.
Raymond has been, during this fracas, walked up to next to Tommy and is examining the contents of the shrine and has picked up the police whistle just about the time the bat impact occurred, and has looked and sees all of this and what? Why? What? He's gonna start just stamping spiders if they get close to him.
The spiders are not going towards the shrine at all. So
Awesome.
Tommy and the doctor, none of them are even near you.
If I had a free zone. Could I? So I wanted to. You said the napkin, the handkerchief was like folded.
Yep.
I just resolved that quickly. It's just I did want to pick up the knife and just kind of push that handkerchief open just to check if there's anything in there.
Nope, it has just the stitching on it, and yeah, it looks pretty heavily stained with something of a yellowy brown. It's a bit faded, so you can't say for certain. Definitely not blood. Possibly a vomit, possibly pus.
And I was really just gonna guess mustard and not ask any more questions.
Sure.
But,
It's 100% just that American terrible mustard. It's not the nice fancy pickled mustard. It's just that terrible monochromatic,
because that's
straight consistency mustard.
No, that's what you'd use a handkerchief for, is to wipe up the mustard. And it's nothing to do with all of these horrible things in front of me.
The great big baked ones. Just dip some mustard, got it on, wipe it off.
And
Good thing it didn't spill in the big bowl of bugs.
So, knock handkerchief, Olive smashes corpse. That happens. After the spiders, I'm going to be like, well then, that was strange. These bugs are strange, wouldn't you agree, Doctor? And I would like to poke very softly. No, so I'm not trying to break them, I'm just trying to poke one. I'm going to poke one of the bugs in the pot with the knife, not with my finger.
With the knife you found there?
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't like that clarification.
Yeah, you just kind of poke the knife. They just kind of like, there's a small little landslide because they seem to be kind of precariously balanced.
What if I do this? And Raymond will blow the whistle.
What are you doing?
Shrill whistle fills the area and echoes and echoes and echoes.
Just pulling.
Do we hear anything after the echo fades?
I think he's setting something up on Syrinscape.
Oh, they like that. I like that very much.
Wind? Is the wind new? No, the wind is not new. Okay.
But the laughter got a lot louder.
Yes.
I pull Raymond's arm, like, what are you doing?
You poked the bugs.
I'm just testing, like, we don't scream and we don't blow strange whistles.
Well,
What in God's name are both of you doing? All three of you, Olive, Thomas, Doctor.
A body move.
Why
What do you
are
want me to
we
do? Not
touching
nothing. Like,
things that we have no idea of the purpose for here?
it's to make a whistling sound.
Is it?
Yes, and it works.
Is that its purpose or simply its form, Dr. Fox?
I don't think that the time right now is to get into a conversation about essentialism, but I take your point. Listen,
Okay.
we're down here to find Mary, aren't we?
okay, listen, lady. I know you think something's real funny, and someone now wants us to kill them. But maybe if you reveal yourselves, we can have a nice adult conversation. 'Cause we're all adults in a cave. We're all
Some of
bugs.
us are anyway.
Well, that's fair.
Have we disturbed your gift?
Don't believe it is the demon itself.
Perhaps not.
Oh, good God.
Are you perhaps the sacrifice?
Are we the sacrifice?
I think that's rather in the context of this situation, yes.
Perhaps anything that finds itself here is the sacrifice.
So
I'm
maybe
the
we
gift.
should skedaddle.
But Professor, you said this was some kind of ritual. I mean, is there anything more about its purpose does this shrine add anything that you could work out? Why would someone use this place?
Instruction upon how to prepare for mummification. So that seems to be the end of a sacrifice, or perhaps the beginning. I couldn't say. A gift given in expectation of a gift to be returned. The body is clearly the gift, right? We all agree.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember reading in the newspaper one time about some, Egyptians and stuff, and didn't they used to mummify important people? So wouldn't this fella that I just knocked with a baseball bat be like important? Like, they didn't just mummify like anybody, right? It was only the select few who got to be mummified.
I don't know how much I know about that out of character.
It is the era of Egyptian stuff being real heckin' popular. So as an occultist, you'd probably have a pretty good knowledge.
Fair enough. People of great power were certainly mummified. If someone of a lower ranking hierarchy were also mummified, it was often as a servant to the person of great power, sort of along with them. I don't know that this is Egyptian, however.
I think we've well established that it isn't human. So,
Quite right.
question. Who has the lens at the moment?
Was the pardon?
The lens.
The lens.
I think it was either me or
Horace has the lens.
Horace. Okay.
Yeah, because you were using it in your little incident.
Right. I'm definitely using it right now. Like, look at the body.
Look at the
Or more
spiders.
specifically, who cares about the spiders? I'm sure that will be important. Mostly down the tunnels. Does anything look strange through the lenses?
So you look at, let's go through that list one by one. The body. I'm gonna need a mythos roll. I'm looking at the body. Cool. The body looks really strange. It doesn't react like anything you've seen so far. It almost looks... So remember, you only have 2 flashlights that you're getting all your light from.
Right.
But looking through the lens at the body through the lens looks like it's lit in much brighter light. It's very clear and crisp and distinct, but otherwise looks normal. Like there's no difference otherwise, other than it looking weirdly well lit. And like down either path, you had already done that previously, and there is nothing particularly different about them at this time.
Even now that creepy voices are coming from him. Gotcha.
Yep.
Anything
Everything else through the lens.
in the shrine?
Roll me a luck. So you look over at the shrine, and so the bugs don't appear through the lens.
Just don't appear at all?
Yeah, they're not there through the lens. And the liquid glows faintly, and that's really all you see.
Glows like in a similar way to how the body is lit?
Not quite. It almost has a faint phosphorescence to it. Which Horace wouldn't be super duper familiar with, because phosphorescence, I think, is pretty new in the era, if I recall correctly. But Drew in the audience would probably recognize as... It's almost like, you know those stars you used to get as a kid? And they'd like absorb light and go glow green? That kind of glow, but just white instead of green.
Right.
Horace, have you noticed anything interesting with your gazing?
Not in particular. The bugs here don't appear through the lens at all. Perhaps similar to... So, the vessel that the bugs are in...
Looks normal.
Right. But looking normally without the lens, can we see to the bottom of it, or is it obscured?
No, you see the bottom. It just looks like an empty brass.
You can see the bottom, okay.
Is it brass or bronze?
I think brass.
I think brass too.
A brass bowl. Okay, so then looking through the lens, it looks the same at the bottom of the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. How much do I not learn from history here?
Go nuts.
Okay, I'm gonna stick my hand in the bowl while looking through the lens.
You feel a bunch of bugs.
Wait, how?
Wait, well, like a monocle. I'll put it up to my face like a monocle.
And you're gonna hold it in place.
Hold
with
it
your eye?
there.
Horace, I'll hold that for you, and Raymond will hold the
I
lens.
feel a bunch
for...
of bugs. You're like,
So
oh,
I
a lot
do
of bugs
feel the
there.
bugs, and they don't move.
No.
I guess they move when I touch them, but
Yeah. There's a big thing of dead bugs.
not entirely tasteful. But it appears it's not the same mechanism by which the capstone of the floor disappears.
Hey, Tommy, do you want to roll me I give you an intelligence.
Maybe.
I'm
You
sorry.
don't have to. You
I'm
just ignore
sorry.
that.
No, I'm gonna look, but I'm about 3 seconds away from pouring the bowl of liquid into the bugs.
Okay.
I'm having a good night tonight.
You put that knife into your belt, and you don't remember doing that.
That.
And you
I mean,
look down,
the
and
thing
it,
is, like-
it fits real nice in there. Like, it's kind of at an angle between your belt and your pants. And it just kind of, there's a little like gap there, because like fabric and clothing and stuff works. A little gap, and it just kind of slides right in there, and it goes along the curve of like your hip. It fits in there real nice, and you're just like, that feels about right.
Okay. So I remember doing it, or I just sort of instinctively do it, or it's just already there when I look at it.
You must have instinctually done it at some point.
Yeah, no, and the thing is that Tommy would have done that. Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
nice. I think I was planning to do that. So
Yeah. A lot of things
question
happened.
Yeah, that's not that strange. So I'm not actually going to think too hard about that.
But with a hard success, you notice the spider on it.
On the knife.
Uh-oh.
On the pommel of the hilt, there's just one of those little white spiders.
I sort of realize that it's there, and I go to like gently poke it, like, go on, get off. Because I'm British and I'm not scared of spiders because there are no dangerous ones here. So I just go to poke it off the pommel.
It skitters down the handle away from your poking.
Go on, little guy. No, like, and I try to kind of guide it off the knife. If I can kind of just keep poking.
It'll skitter down your pant leg and it'll bugger off into the darkness.
I don't know if that's what I wanted, but okay, I'm still not going to think too hard about that. No, but I'm probably going to keep this knife. I like this knife.
Okay.
All right, Horace, I have no respect for the shrine or the integrity of whatever horrific, ungodly things people do here. And I take the bowl of glowing stuff, glowing to Horace, and Horace, watch your hand. And I pour that into the bugs.
That would have been nice to hear last time.
What are we all doing?
And Raymond will give a little toot on the whistle as he pours it in, just for accompaniment.
Why? What?
Ooh.
Like, you go to pour, and it just kind of like, it sloshes to the edge, and like the liquid's viscosity, like it sticks there.
Like it just thickens like a non-Newtonian fluid?
Like
it doesn't thicken, but it does behave like a non-Newtonian fluid. It's almost like the surface tension is too much to break it actually pouring out.
I shake it a little bit.
It ripples.
Jello.
It ripples and it shakes, and you don't need luck.
What could go wrong, guys?
This is purely so he doesn't get mustard stains.
What are these
Obviously.
rolls? What are
Fantastic.
these
Tommy,
rolls?
give our rolls back.
No.
Why
All
did you
Tommy.
take all of them?
Hey, greens across the board. This is my one. You get like 1-1 a campaign.
About every
This is
100
my
rolls.
Thereabouts.
So, a single drop loosens and falls into the bugs.
Got this.
And the smell is like rotten stone fruits. Right? Like plums and mangoes and apricots have like a very distinct like yeasty smell when they start to go bad, and they're like rotten because they're fermenting. And you do that as this single drop just goes through the corpses there like it's nothing. Like that single drop hits and spreads and spreads and spreads as you see the chitin and the dried out internal organs of all these bugs. It doesn't liquefy, because that's not quite the right word, but it shifts and it changes, and in only a few moments, the bowl is, and it's less full because matter is more closely organized, but it is full of these tiny white orbs.
Orbs.
Very tiny orbs. Like, I'm saying an 1/8 of an inch in diameter.
As tiny as the spiders that come out of the body?
Smaller, but maybe eggs. The spiders were the size of a dime, a very small coin.
I would like to mix the bowl. I'm just like, I take the knife out and I kind of like spin it round because I want to see how the orbs react.
Toot.
Can you,
Roll me a sanity for that.
Doctor? Sorry, what was that?
Roll me a sanity for that.
I'm catching up, Horace.
For real.
No, you're.
What's going on?
So, I know you said you thought about grabbing this new knife, but then you were like, I don't know, and you grabbed your older knife instead, and you started stirring through it with that way, and they react like they almost react like small. They're almost ceramic like in their like. They seem to be hard. They kind of make a vague like click noise as you kind of stir through them. And then you're like, wait a minute, I thought I was going to grab the new knife.
Wait, I thought I was going to grab the what knife?
The new knife?
The new knife.
But you used your other knife instead.
Wait.
All right, I'm going for it because I was gonna do this. I was thinking of doing this.
Wait,
anyway.
do I have 2 knives now?
Yeah, you had your other knife from
You had
before.
your original knife. You know, the one that was covered in blood.
Yeah, but no, I thought I lost that. Like, that's... Am I confused?
You didn't. I think you didn't
You
have
got
that.
it back with your stuff when you left the asylum.
Okay.
Thomas, I wonder what would happen if we were to test whether that ritual knife has any impact. Can I see it?
No.
God in heaven above, save me from these people. What are you all doing?
Hey, Professor, I found some mushrooms on the wall in the tunnel over there. You want to try to eat them or something while they're doing all this crazy shit?
No.
I'm like holding
Okay.
out my one hand for
No.
the knife.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, it's all right. It's not important. It's just a knife.
Are you certain?
Yeah, no, it's not. I looked at it. It's not anything important.
It wasn't coated in blood or anything of that sort.
No.
I mean-
it,
It was here. Clearly, it has some bearing on this ritual. No.
yeah, I thought it'd be useful.
Yes. So let us see if it's useful.
Has to look at it. You can look at it.
I kind of quite awkwardly like hand out the knife, but looking like I'm trying to show it you rather than give it to you. I would stop you if you take it from me.
Does it look especially valuable? I mean, I guess I wouldn't really know, but is it like inlaid with some kind of special metal? Does it have gemstones in it?
It looks bronze. Maybe not even like it looks old. It looks real old. So
Does
being
it-
old alone, like
Is
that could be
there any
worthwhile.
sign that it's been used? Like, is it chipped anywhere? Is the
Oh, yeah,
is
it
it the
definitely
blade
shows
like
sign of it's
corroded or
Yeah,
anything
it's
like
been
that?
used, it's been sharpened again, it's been used, it's been sharpened again. It's definitely had a lot of use.
Right.
As Tommy is holding out the knife for Horace to see, Raymond has the lens at this point, and he's gonna, be having it up to his eye, and he's gonna be looking at the knife. Do I recognize?
Sandy roll.
Okay.
No, we gotta deal with that first.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But
Because Horace, your luck was not looking at the knife before, because Tommy had moved it away.
oh, I'm explicitly doing that exact thing.
Yep.
Nah.
But like I said, guys, it's just a knife, and I'll just keep holding it. So it's...
You see behind and beyond the shadows a shape with too many legs, and the legs all split, and they split, and they split, and you see, and you look at it, and you see it, and you realize that it sees you seeing it, and it looks at you, and there's this moment of primal sense memory of the feeling of any poor monkey caught in a plane with a big predator that has noticed it. And you notice it looks at you, and you have this distinct feeling that it is thinking about you. And you at once both know it has too many eyes, but you see no eyes. And it starts to shift, and you can see and you note as it shifts that it is everything here. That every part of this cavern is part of it. You are inside of it, and it has now realized that you have seen it.
Rem's gonna drop the lens, looking down and look around. Everybody, this cave is something.
Actually, you're gonna lose 10 points of sanity.
Oh, shit.
Well, you tell me what I do then.
So I'm gonna need another sanity roll and an idea roll before we discover what Raymond does.
Post loss, correct?
And
My
we
new
all
lowered
hear
amount?
this chanting suddenly start?
Yes.
No on the sanity.
Cool.
Okay.
So like I said, it's my knife.
Yeah.
All yours, bud.
Yeah.
And an idea, please.
Oh, yes. That
For intelligence.
is intelligence.
You've
Oh,
awakened
damn it.
something.
Oh, no!
Wait, do you not want to? I don't understand what I'm trying to do in this
Don't
game.
want to
The
pass that.
post-massive sanity loss idea roll you want to fail.
Want
That's
to not
basically-
realize
That's
what's
basically,
going
do
on.
you understand what you're seeing? Which
Yes.
you don't want to
Yes,
do.
I do.
Which we don't.
Is anyone else hearing this?
Hearing this, is anyone else seeing this?
So you all see Raymond is like futzing around a little bit. He's looking up.
Well,
He
I'm
looks
old.
at Tommy, and Raymond goes white, and then drops to his knees. And then Raymond starts speaking in a language that none of you recognize. It's got too many hard t and k sounds. And then you heard the chanting, and then it goes silent, and Raymond's gone.
What?
Raymond is gone.
Like, just not there.
Correct. You see the lens on the ground, and it kind of does the little like shh. Yes, Ben? Tommy?
Just the ghost in my house is clearly trying to add to the effect here, but
Yep.
just because this has happened a few times, I want to just clarify before I do my reaction. Do I remember Raymond, or the
Yes.
was
You all saw Raymond
okay?
go see something, go white, collapse, speak a different language, and then just gone.
I just didn't want a Horace never had an arm to begin with situation again.
Nope, that is very fair.
Raymond? I shout really loudly, like, Raymond!
Now, that clearly happened after looking at the knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thomas? Horace will say, slowly picking up the lens. I think we ought to put away the knife.
Yeah, no, I've put it away. It's right. It's right here. It's nice and safe. I just tap the side of my trouser leg.
Back to the shrine.
I mean, what's the harm? Like, I'll just take it with me.
The harm is that Raymond is no longer here.
Right, and we need to find him. Like, the knife isn't important. I do not respect this place or its establishment or what it's here for.
Are you saying the knife took Raymond?
I am saying that Raymond looked at the knife, examined it through the lens, and
as he says that, I'm picking the lens up.
gone.
This
lens. I had picked up the lens.
Oh, you already
as I was talking. Yeah.
Okay.
And pointedly not looking through it.
Perhaps we should put the lens away.
The lens, certainly, yes, for this moment.
Guys, survival situation. Raymond is missing. We need to find him. Where is he gone?
I say we go to the creepy voices, whoever's making these chants and these sounds, and we demand answers. What else are we gonna do? There's a dead body of some freaking bug man. Raymond's gone. Horace is missing an arm. People are poking shit. Like, what else do we got to lose? Let's just demand to speak to whoever's in charge here.
You go right ahead.
I will. I put my baseball bat over my shoulder and I start walking in a direction and I realize I don't know which
Professor,
direction.
don't let her leave.
You have 2 exits. Which exit are you taking?
Professor, actually, the chanting came from both sides. Do you happen to know which way the voices were coming from?
The whispers were louder in this direction.
And you remember thinking back, each direction had another path that didn't lead here.
At the very least, Olive, if we're going to do this, can we be as wise as it is possible to be at this point and not charge in with a loud yelp of battle?
Listen, they already know we're here. We lost the element surprise hours ago. So, I say we just make our presence very known.
They may know we're here, but not know where here we are.
I have a feeling they know where we are.
Especially if certain individuals stop blowing bloody whistles.
Well, that's hardly a concern anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. Raymond is gone.
I would worry about the hold other objects may have over us. Thomas, that knife is not normal. Well, none of this is normal, but...
What knife are you going on about?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a knife.
It clearly matters.
It's kind of neat. I'm going to keep it.
Tommy, can I see the knife?
I
also like sharp things.
Maybe not, actually. Maybe it's best I just keep this knife here and we don't look at the knife.
Well, I want to look at the knife. Everybody got to look at this knife, and I didn't see the knife.
If we honestly believe the knife has anything to do with Dr. Fox leaving, please let us see it, of course.
You want to look at the knife? I'll show you the knife. I'm going to hold the knife out.
Okay.
It's the knife. Now what?
Is there anything distinctive on the knife that any of us might notice?
It looks real plain.
It's just a bronze knife.
It's not decorative. It's not fancy. This is a knife that is meant for being used.
Can I reach out to see if I can examine the knife closer? Do you go away from me?
It's up to him. If you got it, he can give it to you, but...
A little bit, I kind of go to move away at least a little bit, but I will let you.
Will you let me touch the knife?
Yes, hesitantly.
Okay. Touch the knife, and I'm looking at it. Okay, Horace, now what? Like...
We place the knife.
No.
Oh, shit.
We
okay.
gotta.
Mm-hmm.
We're both holding the knife, right?
Yeah.
You all see Olive touch the knife. Olive's eyes roll back up into her head, and she collapses. That's going to be a great time for an intermission. So thank you all. If you're enjoying this, do the subscribe doobly-doop. We're going to be back in about 5-10 minutes. As always, we're back Wednesdays and starting this week, Saturdays, for more Table Quests action. See you all soon.
Do that
Holy
yet?
crap, dude!
Oh no!
First is in track.
Oh no!
All right, we're back. I'm just gonna power through
Let's
as
do it.
Horace
Let's just
continues
move
to
forward.
change. Horace
Yes,
is the
this-
color out of space. That was the real surprise all along.
Oh my gosh.
In
We're
theory,
back.
I could do this, but it's not.
As
happening.
always, if you're liking this, do the subscription to the Bubbly Boop. We got D&D on Wednesday, and we've got advanced D&D on Saturday this week. And a lot of other stuff coming up pretty soon. But now back to it. Dr. Raymond Fox,
Hello.
you're in a tux all of a sudden.
I'm in a what now? Sorry?
You're in your tux.
Oh, yes.
You're walking on stage. There's a stage. You're on a stage. And you look out and you're in a theater. And the lights are on you, so you can't see the audience, right? And there's a woman on stage, and she's looking at you with the distinct look of it's your line.
I'm gonna rack my brains for my line, for anything to float into my head that is the appropriate thing to say.
You remember entering the cavern, you remember most of the stuff, and then you were here.
All right, Raymond will say, and does any of this make any sense to you at all?
Well, we're all but wearing masks of one form or another, are we not?
The masks we wear reveal more about ourselves than the deceptions that we present.
Well, do you think then that if we've been deceived that our hands are no longer bound?
If our hands are not bound and yet we still believe they are they not yet bound still?
But that's just dancing around the question.
You know how I love to dance.
So you find yourself suddenly doing a quick tap number,
A little soft shoe.
and she looks at you in horror. And she goes, "But are your hands no longer bound?"
I'll hold up my hands theatrically and look at them and go, "It seems they are not. I am unbound."
The jealousy upon me. For then there's options yet. And she closes distance, moving stage right towards you. Until she's a few feet away, and she's continuing to walk like directly at you.
As she is approaching,
I mean, not violently, but she's doing like the stage approach.
yes.
Yeah.
In my newfound unsought freedom, the opportunities that are open to me now boggle the mind. I know not the direction I should go, what I should pursue.
You certainly knew last time we met. And she slaps you and then grabs your hair and pulls you in for a kiss.
I'll kiss her, sure, yeah.
And the curtains drop. And there's darkness. Okay, the other group. Olive.
Yeah.
You feel like you are somewhere else. And it's not pitch black, because if you look down, you can see your hands, you can see yourself. But everything around you is nothingness. Like, everything around you is Vanta black.
Even like what I'm standing on? Or what I'm
you
laying
look down,
on?
you cannot see the difference between what you're standing on and what everything else is. There is just black around you.
Do I still have my stuff on me? Like my mushroom socks? My sock mushrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I guess I'll just kind of like look around and be like, hello?
Don't turn
Anyone out there? Oh. I'm sorry, did you say don't turn around?
Don't turn around.
Well, I kind of want to turn around. Can I like reach behind me to see if I feel anything there?
You can.
Okay.
Roll me a luck.
Oh no. My first good roll of the night. Jesus.
It's a good
Yeah,
time
you
to have
just
it.
feel air.
Just feel air. Huh.
Yeah. And you hear something move a little bit away from you. There's time to see yet. But first, a trading of words.
Okay.
Why are you here?
You know, I've been asking myself that since I got into this fucking cave. I just wanted to be left alone, and these assholes came to find me, and they're like, hey, Olive, shit's going down again. You want to join? And I was like, oh, I guess, because my life is shit, and nothing makes sense anymore. I can't even hold a job. I don't even like birds anymore. I used to love birds, and now I see birds, and I just am like, something's staring at me, and it's not a bird.
You want to be left alone?
Yeah.
What would you give up for that?
I have about $65 and a sock of mushrooms.
Say I asked for this.
Okay. Well, what do you want?
What do you think of your friends? Who's it?
Friends is a strong word. I think we got thrown together by chance, and we're kind of past friends. It's more of we're stuck together.
But you asked not to be. You asked to be left alone.
Yeah, but like, if you ask him if you want to like take care of them in some way. You know, I like them alive. I just don't want them in my life. I just want them alive somewhere where they're not bothering me.
No one has to die.
Okay. That's good to know.
You can go home. You can go back to the way things were.
You would really leave me alone and offer me protection so that everything leaves me alone. And not in a sense of like, oh, I just forget that it's there. Like, I want to know it's there because that's even worse. But I don't want anything bothering me.
I have limits. Can't stop the sun from rising.
Okay, that's fair.
But this may be the best deal you hear of.
So I have to give you my friends in order to be left alone.
You just have to say goodbye.
Can I think on it and just come back here later?
It's a silent battle.
Do I still have my baseball bat?
Sure.
I swing at it.
You swing wildly behind you?
Yeah.
Roll me to fight and brawl.
Who was the behind her a minute ago?
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
I don't have my baseball bat in my inventory.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't need to
Okay.
roll for damage.
Okay, cool.
So you turn, you swing it. And you hit what you're guessing's a leg. And this thing towers over you and around you. And you realize that all of the darkness around you is it. And it goes, I just wanted to talk.
You're right, that was real rude of me. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no,
Maybe
we gotta finish some rolls for
Oh,
you
no.
first. Cool. You're only gonna lose 6 sanity.
Oh, okay. I'm up to 8 total this session.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of what's
Okay. Cool.
You're gonna make me another sanity, and then you're gonna make me an intelligence.
Ooh.
Cool. Cool. All right, Professor, Tommy, Horace, all is passed out. Raymond's gone.
Thomas, what did you do? I am going to point the shotgun at him. What did you do to Miss Olive?
I did absolutely nothing. Don't, under any circumstances, look at this knife. And I put the knife back in my pocket.
Put it on the ground. If you believe that is the reason we are missing Raymond and Olive's on the ground, put it on the ground.
I don't know that for sure.
Put it on the ground.
I don't know that for sure. Can I put it on the ground?
Yep.
I'm asking Tyler now, but I'm
Yes,
pretty
you can.
attached.
I am going to pull back
Feels
a hammer.
weird, and you feel like it's a bad idea, but you can put it on the ground.
Look, okay. Counterpoint, Professor, counterpoint. Give me 3 seconds. Every time I've taken the knife out of my pocket, which I've already put it back into, something bad has happened. So why don't I not get the knife out? We don't look at it. And
I'm going to pull back the second hammer.
final point, maybe we just grab Olive when we get out of here. I'm gonna stare the professor down for a fraction of a second.
Thomas, it's demonic or worse. Put it on the ground.
I throw the knife on the ground.
Kick it
And
away.
I kick the knife and I kind of gesture at Olive as if I'd like to see if Olive's alive, please.
Absolutely. I am going to keep my rifle, my shotgun, pointed at Thomas as I back toward the knife and guard it. Please
Could
keep
you not
her
go
safe.
near the knife if that's the problem?
Yes, sir.
I'm not
Professor.
going to touch it. I'm just ensuring that you can't either.
Professor, have you a kerchief of some kind?
Not that I can hand to you currently.
There's a handkerchief on the shrine, just if anyone...
How about we leave whatever's on the shrine alone? Get away from the bloody shrine!
I am going to I'm going to assume the professor at this point is bluffing, and I'm going to check on Olive. Is she breathing? Is she okay? What's going on there?
Are you allowing this, Professor?
He approaching the shrine?
He said he was checking on Olive.
Then that's perfectly acceptable behavior.
Okay. I'm gonna do a blanket thing because you have Tommy at gunpoint.
Yes, I do.
I'm letting you know that if at any point he does something that you just want to let fire, just say fire.
Excellent. That's the plan.
Cool. Tommy, let me a first aid roll.
Sorry, first aid roll. The professor really got me there.
And Horace, while he's checking on, what are you doing, Horace? What's going on with you?
I'm gonna look, because I have an idea. I'm gonna look for... No, this is a good idea. I'm gonna look for something that could be used to cover the knife such that it can be moved without me physically touching it.
Oh, you've got bits of fabric from any of the people. You could hack off part of that sheet. You could grab one of many handkerchiefs. Plenty of options.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull out a handkerchief.
Okay.
Or find one.
Yep.
Just growing out of the walls.
I presume you have one. It's the 1920s.
Yeah. Well, it would have been in my jacket, which I don't have anymore. It got burned. Professor, I do not mean to divert your eyes. I would like to make this knife inaccessible to anyone.
I'd very much like you to stay away from it, Mr. Young.
I don't think leaving it here unattended is a good idea.
Oh, I think it's much better than anyone else touching it, don't you?
I'm not going to touch it. I will ensure that there is something in between myself and the knife.
Yes, because when you stick your hands on things that they shouldn't touch, it goes swimmingly, doesn't it, Mr. Young?
Precisely my plan is to place it within that same sepulchre as to which my arm disappeared.
And how do you propose doing so without disappearing yourself, becoming catatonic like Miss Olive, or possessed by the damn thing like Mr. Cole?
I shall use this kerchief to prevent it touching my skin. I shall not look at it through the lens. Covering it, of course. I shall place it in the open hole and then release it. Once I take the lens away, it will be sealed within rock.
I see. A perfectly logical plan. I take one step back and step on the blade of the knife.
Yeah, the guy with the shotgun was definitely the guy to do that.
Yeah. While this tension is going on, I did want to push the roll.
Okay.
And I actually wanted to push the roll in a way that, should I fail, it appears that I'm getting a bit jumpy while I'm at gunpoint.
Oh my god.
Like, maybe I'm like, oh, so like if I fail, it's like, oh, maybe I go like, oh, I need a handkerchief. I need something to like cover something. And I
Make a
Sorry?
sudden move.
we go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Don't worry, Tyler has no ideas on how to do it.
Oh,
None whatsoever. Whew.
None.
I was really tense about that one. How's
So-
Olive doing?
Olive is. Tommy, you're not 100% what's going on with Olive. Olive's heart is racing. Like 130 plus BPM. So more than 2 beats a second.
Yeah, that's not healthy.
As though Olive had been sprinting full out. It's not like, oh, this person's dying. It's like as if Olive was like huge exercise, sprinting full out, and it's just hammering. You cannot get a pupillary response because the eyes are rolled back all the way. You cannot get them to respond. There are, and as you're going over, there's like small microspasms every once in a while, and Olive's body's like not limp.
Okay, so this is bad. From my limited knowledge, is this gonna calm down, or do I need to get like out of here into some professional ASAP?
It's not good.
Yeah, no.
As a success. You don't have a lot of good options here. You got a lot of bad options.
Yeah. I'm not entirely keen on moving her, but Professor, Olive's not good. We need
I
to get
can
her
see
to a
that.
hospital or something.
All right.
Which you could probably do without a gun being pointed at her.
Oh, it's not pointed at her, trust me.
It's a shotgun. It's pointed at all of us.
Feel free to pick the woman up. I will escort you to the entrance. We'll move carefully, of course. I'd hate for her to be wounded during transport. Or is this knife more important to you, Mr. Cole? You seem to be hesitating.
Look, I'm gonna get Olive out now. We need to get her help.
Yes,
Raymond is missing,
quite.
and I don't know how to do anything but cut our losses there and get out because they literally disappeared right in front of us.
So pick the girl up then, Mr. Cole.
I think you can drop the gun.
Thank you for giving me your feedback. Perhaps Mr. Young can help you if you're not able to carry her on your own.
Okay, if he's not gonna drop the gun, then I'm just gonna pick Olive up. Can I pick Olive? Olive's pretty hench. I'm gonna try to pick Olive up.
I'm beefy, so
What's your strength?
I was just checking that. Tommy's pretty strong.
I thought so.
My strength's 75. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta do a fireman's
beefy.
carry.
oh, you're stronger than me. The worm got me. Damn.
Gotta do the fireman's carry. Like you're not like holding her in front of you like this. That's a hard
carry.
carry.
Yeah, no,
Like-
that's cool.
All right, prop up underneath the shoulder.
It leaves plenty of abdominal space open.
For who's
Perfect.
to say what?
I think the
I'm
professor.
gonna just kind of like grunt as I throw Olive over my shoulder and kind of, well, it's not throw, it's a drag Olive onto my shoulder, and then
And then I fall over.
But then, like, yeah, I'm just gonna mutter, "That's another drink you owe me."
I believe if this place has not played yet another trick on us, the ladder is in that direction, which may be the quickest way to the exit.
I don't know if I'm gonna get Olive up the ladder right now.
Your options, you gotta remember, is down the ladder or up the half-collapsed staircase.
If you believe the staircase is the better option, lead on.
Yeah, I think that is the better option.
Mr. Young,
Yes.
would you please pass that large sheet in my direction?
Of course. Pull off the sheet and walk it over to him.
You can just drop it there, thank you. Can I kick the knife onto the top of the sheet?
Sure.
I will do so and then sort of fold the sheet over it and drag it behind me with my shotgun still somewhat at the ready.
So you're just gonna like dragging the sheet with your foot?
No, I'm gonna pick the end of the end. I'm gonna make like a long pouch out of the sheet with the knife at the bottom of it, sort of pull it behind me.
Yep, this is why I'm confirmed.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Okay.
I am not putting away my shotgun, but obviously it is a bit more difficult to hold it at the ready with something else in my hand.
Yeah.
And I will follow Mr. Young and Mr. Cole.
Okay.
Quickly before we leave, just looking over the room, does anything about the shrine and the way things are set up, does it look in any way similar, or not necessarily similar, but with my knowledge of ritual devices, could I surmise at least the purpose of this whole setup?
You can roll me an occult, or you can roll me a Cthulhu Mythos.
Mythos, for sure. Can I push that? Can you push Mythos rolls?
You can. I'm just at I'm at a struggle for what the push would be here. Because it would have to be something pretty...
You know, he sticks his finger in the liquid.
Well, I was thinking because...
Drinks the liquid. Like, you know,
because the
options
professor
are here.
said not to go near any of the shrine bits. Going nearer the shrine.
Oh, okay. All right.
And taking a closer look.
That's good. The professor chose violence today.
And taking my eyes off of Tommy.
So...
Like turning my attention towards it.
I'm leaving this situation. I'm walking. I'm getting Olive out now. Now I'm going to the staircase.
I'm trying to yes and. I'm just trying to get a good idea of what we're all trying to do. Are you trying to avoid the professor knowing you're doing this? Like, are you trying to hold back and be like, "Oh, I'm coming, professor," and then
I'm not leaving the room until the two of them have left the room.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess no. I guess if I can't get anything with what I've got, then I'm not going to stretch this even farther.
My willingness to deal with shenanigans is done at this point.
Fair.
Cool. So you're heading with them?
With one final peek around with the lens, not in Tommy's direction, but as we leave the room, like at the body and then sweeping over everything else just one last time. Has anything
Probably
changed?
not at the knife if you can help it.
Yeah, no, not like I said, not in that direction.
No, the knife is in a
So like,
sack.
yes, like slotting
like
behind
drugged behind
the
me.
professor, just wheeling around, taking a peek before we go on.
So just to clarify for completely just clarifying reasons, you still are carrying the knife, or like you're pulling the knife?
I'm dragging it behind me.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's
Interesting.
got the sheet and he's kind of like grabbed a couple of the corners, so it's kind of in a sack, but he's still keeping a distance. It's kind of like I'm dragging it behind me.
I'm not leaving it behind.
We could probably hear muted skittering along the stone. It's probably gonna hit a great noise.
Yes,
I mean,
it's definitely
it's
not
fabric,
spiders.
right?
Yeah, it's in fabric. Yeah. The skittering isn't the knife, it's something else.
Okay.
You
so
think
you're
it's
all
the
heading
knife.
back to the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Olive.
Yeah.
You're in a boxing ring.
Okay.
And you're in the middle of training.
Mm-hmm.
And your arm's back. It feels great. It feels like it did before. It feels better than before. You don't recognize who you're sparring against. It's a big guy, black, bald. But it's a sparring match, right? You're training. Want to give me a fight and brawl? He's got reach on you. So it's hard. You're not able to get a lot of good hits in, but you're also able to keep up a good defense. So he's got this advantage on you. He's got that longer wingspan, and that's hard to get around. He's taller than you, he's got a longer wingspan. What's the tact you're taking?
With all my knowledge of boxing, I think, what is that cool move that, they do the uppercut, like they go for the body shots instead of because he's punching out, right? Yeah. So his body is left open, I assume. So I'm going for body shots.
Yeah, so you're trying to keep it low. You're trying to keep it low, and you're going to try to work the body.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, give me another fight and brawl. Oh, awesome. You get a bunch of good hits in. You feel that contact. You hear the dust in the air. You can smell the aroma of old sweat and the beaten leather, and it smells just like being back in the gym. You get some good hits, and then the bell goes. So the round's over, and you both go back to your corner, and you take a bunch to sit. And there's an old woman. You don't recognize her, but she's checking your mitts. She's making sure your eyes are good. She's making sure you're not bleeding or anything. And she goes, "Why do you keep doing this?"
You mean fighting?
Yeah.
Because I'm good at it. It's like the only thing I'm good at.
Then go be good at it.
Okay.
The bell goes again. You head into the ring. Are you going to keep trying to work the body, or you got a new strategy?
I feel like this pep talk with this strange old lady has given me confidence. And so I'm going to do some, I don't know, this boxing thing, fake outs. I'm going this way, but haha, I'm actually going this way.
Broadly speaking, you're trying to go defensive but clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to get him to wear himself out by throwing fists, and you're just going to try to keep not get hit and wait for the opening for a good one or two.
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to get you to do me a dex roll and a fighting roll.
Okay. Let's see. Dex roll. Ooh. Another fighting brawl. Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
Ooh. You dive below the surface of thought into just the zone. you're past thought, you're past any of it, and it's like he's just suddenly slower, and he throws a fist at you, and you shift and you slap it away, and while he's overextended, you duck down, you go under, and you get an uppercut right into the jaw, and you take him and you just lay him out, and he's lying there on the ground. And you can see that he's dazed, that he's not getting up. And he looks up at you, and he smiles between blood in his teeth. And he laughs a bit. And he says, was it worth it?
What?
Dr. Raymond Fox.
Hello there.
You're standing on a little platform, and you look down and you can see it's wood, and you're in darkness, and you have this moment, and you're like, right, I'm about to go on stage again, and you hear the clunk and the shift as the platform you're on starts to raise up, and you're lifted up, and you rise 5 feet, 6, 8, and suddenly you're on stage. The lights are on you again, and it's just you. You're the only person on stage.
I'm gonna look around the stage and see if there's any set dressing or anything, or if it's just like a black box theater, or if there's any props or furniture.
The setting behind you it's pretty abstracted. It's pretty like it's you're pretty sure it's the buildings, and then there's a heavy curtain behind it that's black, and there's little flecks of white and yellow across it.
Then after looking around, I'll turn to face straight out the audience. Released, I ascend. My potential unbound. And with this decision, I take claim what is owed me.
A trio of thinner people, and they're masked, with these, again, very abstracted masks, but you're able to tell that it's supposed to be some sort of, it's a triad, right? It's pick your mythology of the three women together as a triad, the mother, the maiden, and the crone, repeated across mythologies. And they come out, and each of them holds a little box. And they stand in a line, and you hear a single voice from all three of them say, which will you take first?
And he'll turn and look first at the maiden, then at the mother, then at the crone. And he'll say, the first from the last, and he'll reach out and take the box from the oldest woman.
As you reach out, she doesn't let you take it. She just opens it for you.
Yeah.
Inside that box is the crown that you had and you were wearing when you came here. And she holds it out for you to take the crown from the box.
I will take it, and I will say, heavy hangs the head, but where's the crown? then it'll turn to the youngest woman and say, "Youth so often missed in the middle of one's life, I shall take next." And he'll reach his hand out to the maid.
And she opens the box again for you. And inside that box is a small scrap of fabric. It's a golden yellow. And it has SSB on it.
SSB. Raymond will take the fabric, see the SSB, say, "Token of my office," and he'll tuck it into the chest pocket of his tuxedo jacket.
Yep.
And he will turn straight forward to the center figure and say, "At last, the mother, the nurturer, as all things end." And he'll reach out to the center.
She opens the box, and there is a spider in there. And it looks like the white spiders you remember seeing before, but bigger. And it almost looks like it's quivering happily. If you've ever seen a tarantula, how they kind of have like a rattling purr thing.
Raymond will lower his hand down and hold it out flat to allow it to climb out of the box.
It walks onto it, and you see now that it doesn't have eyes. It doesn't have antenna or anything. And it kind of turns in a circle around you. And then it all of a sudden goes and it bites deep into the flesh of your hand. Professor Devanald, Tommy, and Horace, you're able to haul Olive up the ruined stairs. And you're able to get back to that first room that you entered. The one with the pattern in the tile and the large circle. The one that Horace lost his arm in. There are 4 exits. Previously, there were only 3.
Can I spot hidden for the markings Olive left on the wall, please?
Yes.
Well,
They're still there.
Now, positionally, can we discern which is the exit we entered from?
Yep.
So where, geometrically, where is the new exit? So there's the one that we entered the cave from.
Here's how I got it. Here's how I'm gonna go for it with you. So if we're going by a clock face, the one you entered is halfway between 6 and 7. The one down the staircase is at about 10 that you just came up. The one to the other way is at about 3. The new one is between 12 and 1.
I think we've poked enough weird stuff today. I don't think we want to go down the new one, right?
About like that? Looking on the Roll20 screen.
Yep.
Okay.
We had best get Olive out. She's in no condition to do anything.
Yes, agreed.
However, I don't think I can, in good conscience, leave Dr. Fox here.
I don't like leaving people behind, but I think this cave is just going to drive us all to madness.
If this object I'm dragging behind me cast Dr. Fox away, it is more than likely his path back, which is why I am not comfortable dropping it into the hole with whatever it is that removed Mr. Young's arm.
Great, so I'll just I'll just take the knife.
No.
Hold on to that for a later point.
No.
Rescue the doctor. Horace, which way out? We need to get out.
It's that way out.
About how long was the journey down that initial tunnel before we found this room?
I believe about 10, 15.
10 to 15 minutes of walking? Okay. So we're not going to be able to see if it's going to lead to the right place unless we go for it. We don't have any better options. I'll bring up the rear.
I'm pacing it a fair bit now. I'm actually quietly a little bit worried.
Did we leave Raymond's headlights on at the entrance?
It was a walk.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, because we had to walk back to the car at some point.
That's right.
You left Lori and Lucretia with a lantern.
A lantern, right? Yeah. Okay.
So long ago as well.
I have no idea how long ago.
Several hours, I think.
Assuming that time is not twisted in some way here in the same way that space is.
But yeah, I'm not waiting around for anything. I am just pacing it out now, so.
You're all heading out?
Yeah. Just before we go, Horace would like to call down the new tunnel. Raymond? Are you there?
That could have been Olive, perhaps, but she's here with us. Certainly not Raymond.
Someone is there waiting for us. I don't think they want us to leave.
Well,
I doubt we'll be able to.
We should at least try to get the woman to safety, shouldn't we, Mr. Young?
Yes. Yes, of course. But... Yes. Yes. This way. Because Horace will lead the way out. Down the tunnel they came in.
Well, maybe leaving for you two. I left ages ago.
Right. I think Tommy's in the lead. He headed right for the exit. Well, the professor is now going to be splitting his attention between what is behind him and the two men in front of him because yeah. Go ahead.
Tommy. You're heading back, and it's as you remember, until you hit the staircase. There's a staircase up you don't remember. And it's wide and it's big. And you look up, and it is... That's a long staircase. That's more than 4 or 5 stories.
I'd like to vibe check the stairs in some way. Like, I don't know how else to explain this, but is there a role for basically just gut instinct? Do I want to go up those stairs? Do I feel scared by these stairs? Is there something kind of...
You can roll me a spot hidden on that.
Ooh. $41. Soft success.
That's at least 24 stories of stairs.
Okay, this isn't the right way.
But it should be. We
But
all
it's not.
agree that it should be.
Not everything is as it should be.
Quite.
I will let Horace and the professor make a mythos check on the stairs.
Okay.
You
As they come up
familiar with
behind,
strange
and Tommy
stairs?
has all of it, is like, what?
Love it.
Oh.
You're
All right,
going to get a
well-
little bit of information no matter what. I need to know if you're pushing or spending luck.
I would be pushing.
Yeah, same.
How are you each pushing?
I'm gonna look through the lens.
Okay.
Up the stairs.
Can I
will
convince?
that allow me a push?
That will allow you to push. Professor?
Can I convince Tommy to change positions with me without going for the knife?
Yes.
Do I think he's telling me the truth?
I mean, if he's not, that's an opposed roll.
I actually, as a character, no, I'm more worried about getting Olive to safety now. So I'm
Okay.
like, but as a player, I was sort of like, yeah, I kind of do still want it, but no,
As a character, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
no,
all right.
Tommy's kind of like being more serious now, and he's like, no, I just need to get out of here. So I kind of come behind you.
Then the professor would move forward and walk a few steps up the stairs, trying to determine why they are and how they are.
Okay.
Is that enough for a push?
I'll let you have a push with that.
Okay. F.
Yeah, I think I'm about to find Raymond. Is my guess.
Tommy. The professor
Hello.
pushes back past you and starts to walk up the stairs.
Professor?
And that is what he said he was going to do.
It is.
Yeah, oh no.
That is what he said he was going
It
to do.
is. Just a
Okay,
few steps.
Yep,
Yeah,
just a
okay.
few steps. And then you hear a strange scraping noise. And then you hear you hear chanting start. And then the professor looks over his shoulder and sees something and turns white and just starts booking it up the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Professor!
Tommy, do you look or do you follow him up the stairs?
Fuck's sake, I'm gonna look.
Okay.
I turn with like Olive just turning around to like glance over my shoulder.
Cool.
I can. Not looking good.
You turn back and immediately realize you should have just run. You should have just run. As there's too much of everything. There's too much of Horus. He has too many arms. He has too many fingers. He has too many eyes. There's too much of Horus there. And there's too much of everything. And you can see for a moment the glistening maw, the fact that all of this was inside a creature. This is its throat. You are on its tongue, and you just need to run to escape. There is nothing to do but to run.
I'm just trying to take it in as like quickly as possible, but does it look like the stairs are out?
Oh, the stairs are out.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Pacing it up the stairs then.
Cool.
Like, so fast.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. Y'all... Some people lost some sanity.
Wait, what does Horus see?
And we got some stuff to resolve.
Also, if it's important, I will push the professor out.
I am now a 70-year-old man with very low dexterity running upstairs carrying a cocked shotgun over my shoulder.
Yeah.
So be careful.
With ankle weights.
Several minutes. So
I'm
now
just saying. I'm just saying.
Hundreds and
Wait, do you
hundreds
drop
of
me?
stairs.
No, I'm holding on to you, running upstairs
cool.
as fast as I can.
Okay, I won't sell you out then.
I won't sell you out.
It's a prisoner's dilemma.
Wait, what does that mean?
Oh, this is just a prisoner's dilemma. That makes sense.
Olive just starts muttering, like, I won't sell him out. What?
No, don't kill Tommy.
Raymond,
Gosh.
we're going to resolve your part of this sub-arc first. I rolled randomly for what order we're going to go through each person's scenes. You arrive to consciousness slowly. it's like moving through a cloud. You're relaxed. You're comfortable. Everything's nice. You're reclined. You're on a pile of cushions. You've a nice long pipe in your left hand. And part of you is like, should I again? And you get this vague sense that there's somewhere you're supposed to be, something you're supposed to be doing. And you start to surface. Raymond, you can make me a law check. Fantastic. Fantastic. You're in what looks like a Chinese tea house or something. And you check yourself down. You're in your tux, but it's rumpled.
Oh.
And you don't smell great. What do you do?
Well, as my head continues to clear, I'll look over at the pipe, and I will think to myself, no, I should probably clean up and get my suit to cleaners or something. And God, I need a shave. And I'll climb out of my lovely, comfortable, cushioned, reclining position and brush myself down and check my pockets and make sure I haven't lost any of my various things. And
you have none of your things.
Unburdened by material things. And I will walk out the front door.
Someone, excuse me, as
Yes.
you start to head out the door.
Hello.
Your bag, your things.
Oh, delightful. Thank you.
And you reach out and you see on your left hand, there's this welt. Close to your thumb. And it feels a little bit tender. And you're given your bag, and you don't recognize this bag. It's like a leather satchel.
I'll continue on my way out if that's the last thing the person has for me.
Yeah.
And as I leave, I'll unzip it and kind of paw through it, and then stop and look up and look around. Where am I, actually?
There's a tiara.
Oh, excellent.
There's a set of keys that you recognize for your car, for your home. There's you don't know what better way to put it than a scrap of parchment? Wait, you don't see anything on it, but it's like old-timey paper. And you notice that you have that piece of yellow fabric still in your breast pocket.
It still says SSB.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tuck it back in and zip up the satchel and tuck it under my arm and take a breath of the mid-morning air and look and pick a direction and start looking for my car.
Yeah, you walk for a bit and you catch glimpses at first and you realize that you're back in Manhattan. You were in Chinatown, which is outside your usual stomping grounds.
Pleasant diversion, nonetheless. But what?
And I guess you go look for your car. Tommy. Oh. You shove past the professor pretty early on in your frantic flight. You shove your way out of the cave through layers and layers of cobwebs. And you get out into the clearing, and there's no sign of Lori or Lucretia. What do you do?
For the first time, I try to think where Raymond's car keys are. Are they going to be on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Fuck. Just I think I'll shout out for Lori.
Your voice echoes. It's pitch black. It's the middle of the night.
Okay, well, I guess we're stealing Raymond's car, and I'm just going to start running towards the car in the best direction that I remember, because I went to it. I've done the walk a couple of times now. But I will shout back this. I don't know if I've got any. I don't think I've got the flare on me anymore, or any way of kind of showing myself off at all. But I will shout this down the cave that I'm heading to the car.
Okay. Professor, you mind making me a dex roll?
Oh, absolutely.
They've always gone so well.
Yeah, my dexterity is 15.
Fantastic. Yeah. Tell me you make it to the car. And there's no sign of the professor.
There's no what?
Sign of the professor.
Okay.
How long do you wait?
I guess I'm gonna get when I get to the car, I'd like open the back door.
Yep.
Kind of shove Olive in.
Yep.
Maybe check her again. Has her condition improved or worsened since being dragged around?
Roll me a first aid.
Extreme success. Where has this come from? Olive, come on, stay with me.
You think stable? Not better, but definitely not worse either.
I have a rough idea about how vehicles work, but not a great one. So once I've kind of checked Olive over, I would kind of just clamber into the front seat and do my best to try to bypass the key.
Yeah.
If vehicles of this time, I think they can be hot wired. I think like I've been around this kind of thing sometimes. Yeah.
Do you have a lock? I think it's locksmithing or mechanical repair.
Okay. I was hoping it was electrical repair for the wires bit, but
no, I need your electrical repair.
Yeah, sure. I've got it. Oh, to be fair, they're both 10 actually. They're not great, but
there you go.
We dream.
So you're futzing with it, and you're futzing with it, and you're futzing with it, and 20 minutes, and you finally get it, and it roars into life. The professor still hasn't made it here.
I will wait a couple of minutes with the engine on. I'll turn the headlights on, and I'll just kind of be tapping on the steering wheel. And I wait for 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, and then where do you go?
There's really no sign after 5 minutes.
Nope. You're in Arkham. You know there's a hospital. You know there's an asylum. You know there's a university. You also know you can just get on the highway and head somewhere else.
Fuck. I wait one more minute, but I am like, no, this isn't good.
One more minute?
Yeah. And then if nothing happens after that minute, I'm gonna slam the steering wheel real hard out of frustration, and then I'm gonna drive to the hospital.
Okay. And your plan is just to you're gonna get Olive in and get Olive seen by someone?
Yes.
Are you gonna abandon Olive, or are you gonna head in as well?
No, I'm gonna go in. I'm not just gonna dump her out front.
I was just making sure. Yeah, you get to the hospital. It's the middle of the night, and it's not like they have a busy, bustling emergency room or anything. But you're able to shove in the door, and you bellow for help, and pretty quick a doctor's roused, and they come and they check on things. And Olive, you don't have medicine, right? You just have first aid.
Yeah.
So you're only able to understand and get bits of what they're saying because they're talking doctor jargon, but it's not sounding good. You're hearing words like vegetative state.
Ooh, that's
You're
not a
hearing
good
words like non-responsive.
I'm
You're
familiar
hearing
with these words.
like no reflex response. And a nurse, after a few minutes of you just kind of standing and staring, brings you a cup of something warm. And you smell the tea and the whiskey. And she pats you on the back and says, just sit for a bit. You look like you need it.
Is it really hot? Can I chug it a little bit?
She made it fresh for you.
Yeah. I kind of take a sip.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you. But I'll have to be, I've got to be right back. And I'm going to head back down to the car. Now I know Olive's at least being looked at.
Okay.
I can come back. Doesn't sound like she'll notice. And I'm going to head to the car and I'm going to head back to the cave.
Okay.
And also I was sipping that tea on the way out, so I'm topped up on drinking, as I have been for the last 3 episodes.
Professor, that's a lot of stairs.
What?
But you get tired, and then you kind of start getting untired as you're climbing them. And you're not going fast by any stretch. But you're able to get up the stairs. And at one point you realize that part of your mind has been idly counting them. And you reach the top and realize that there are 777 steps.
Seven threes.
And you reach to the top. And it's taken you a while, but it feels like you've only done a staircase. Like you're not nearly as exhausted as you should have been.
guess I have a bit more stamina in these old legs than I thought. Where's Mr. Cole gone? Where? Do I see anyone?
You see no one. You're out in the woods, so you know that to find the car or the road, you'd have to head back towards town a bit.
I'm immediately shouting out for Lori.
No sign.
And Tommy.
No immediate response for the first kind of round of yelling.
And the professor. I will run to where the car is supposed to be.
As you reach there, the car comes rumbling up again. You see Tommy behind the wheel.
I'm like actually punching the roof of the car. Like, I'm so hyped that I can see the professor right now. I like screech to a halt. I'm just like window down. Get in.
Where's my granddaughter?
She wasn't out here.
What if she followed us in? Where is Olive?
I took her to a hospital. Professor, it's not good.
What about Mr. Young? Did he pass me on the stairs? Is he with you? I don't see him either.
I just kind of shake my head. The cave got him.
We can't just leave him there.
No, the cave.
Wait.
The cave.
You left me.
I waited a while.
It didn't take me that long to get up those stairs. I was moving quite spryly for a man my age.
Professor,
How long did you wait?
I waited several minutes. I drove to the...
You waited over half an hour by the time you got the car gone.
That's what I mean. I like fuck with the car, but like I waited a while. I waited a while. I've driven to the hospital, dropped Olive off, been comforted by a nurse, and come back for you.
What? How is that possible? I wasn't on those stairs for that long.
Nothing about that place was possible. Professor, get in the car. It's cold. You're in shock.
I can't leave Lori out here. Or in there.
I don't think she is out there. I'm starting to doubt she ever was, and I don't think anyone's left in there.
I can't doubt the existence of my granddaughter.
I'm not saying your granddaughter doesn't exist. I'm saying I don't know if your granddaughter brought us here.
I have an address. Here. She lives here. We'll go here. If she's not there, we'll try the university. She must be in one of those two places, yes?
Yeah, no, get in, Professor. Let's look.
I get in and I hand him the paper and start yelling at him to hurry up.
Yeah, let's go. But maybe at some point along the way as well, we can grab a few things for Olive.
And I've still got the sheet dragging the knife behind me, Or did I lose that at some point on the walk?
I mean, if you still dragging it, you can still be dragging it.
I don't think I would have had the presence of mind to let go of anything if I was just sort of running, so I still have it. I will put it in the trunk for now.
Okay.
Mr. Cole, please don't go anywhere near this again.
That's why I'm so past this entire night.
It had a hold on you, man.
Yeah.
All right. Off we go, I suppose.
I wait for one more minute, and I just kind of stare in the direction of the cave. And I'm just like, come on. At least one of you, come on. And I just beg for a minute in silence for like anyone to come running across the field. I'm sorry, guys. And I put my foot on the gas and I drive away.
God forgive us.
Horace. You're cold. Quite cold. You got a crick in your back. You think you're sleeping on stone?
Can I look around?
Yeah, you look around. It's really dusty in here. You're in a small room. Everything looks stone. There's only like a small. It's like almost like a window. It's really more like an opening with like a very basic like set of bars across it. Everything in here is made of stone. You're kind of propped up against the back wall. There's some small alcoves on either side that look like low stone shelves on them. The little windows in a big wooden door.
Is there light coming through
Yeah.
the door or the window?
Yeah. Looks like first morning light.
Do I hear anything?
Birds?
I'm gonna get up and look out the window.
You appear to be in a graveyard? As the first morning light is hitting the world, and you can push the door open because it's just latched, and you step out of the mausoleum you appear to have been asleep in. And you rub both your hands on your face.
Ah. Oh my. Well. Is there any indication of where I am beyond the graveyard? Are there buildings I can see?
Yeah, you look around, and this looks like the area that you just drove through not that long ago. The mausoleum has the name Carter on it. you start to walk through the graveyard and out towards the street. And you're in the Armitage graveyard in Arkham. Thank you all so much for watching this evening. We'll be back next Tuesday for what comes next. Again, we've had Joel as Professor Herbert Devenald. He also does some fantastic Curse of Strahd and related games on StartPlaying.Games. You can find him under leonidas-games, down in the boobly boop and stuff. Our own Ben did Tommy Cole.
I survived for once.
Kyle as Dr. Raymond Fox.
That's smart, something fierce.
Drew as Horace Young.
I should get some gloves. A pair of gloves.
And Kendra as Olive, who is not dead.
Beep.
Check us out tomorrow night for Doors and Deities, every Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Starting this Saturday, October 15th, we've got Wish You Were Here, Advanced 5e. The music is, as always, from Syrinscape, Maps, such as Right Now, from Stygian Fox. I think that's the lot of it. If you enjoyed this, it'd be super awesome if you subscribed or out of September, but it's still awesome to subscribe. Give us your support, tell your friends, share it around. That didn't end the way I expected it to.
Especially if you've got that Amazon sub.
Yeah,
you
please
can, if
pass
you've got
us those
Prime, you got
Amazon
free
subs.
So
Absolutely.
use that.
And thank you again, all you wandering souls, for watching.